Welcome, viewer, wherever you are. This is the Cardinal Talk Show, a show that comes to you on LTN every single Sunday at a time like this, where we discuss matters that are only cardinal to this country. These matters are supposed to help us actually understand, shape our future, and build our country as a people. Today, as you all know, it is time for politics, and it is politics. Is it nominations? Is it independence? Is it IBC? Is it NASA? Is it Jubilee? Call it what you want, but what we know right now is that this country in the next 80 days or so will be in the ballot to choose the next generation of leaders who will lead Kenya in the next 5 years. As usual, with me in this program, I normally host gentlemen, ladies here who have so much information to give us in terms of the state of politics. Now today, we want to speak purely about the state of politics in Kenya as it is right now, where we are supposed to dissect upon what is supposed to be happening, what has happened, and what are supposed to be the parameters in which Kenya is supposed to go towards the general election. Now, my name is Nico Kello. Once again, I am with gentlemen here who will give time to introduce themselves. One of them is a common figure, is a known face, but I have two people again here who are not very common here. But then we welcome you to the show, gentlemen. Feel at home. This is the Cardinal Talk Show. Please, I'll start at the very far left there to just let us know your name, who you are, and then get to this end.
My name is Wallen Morera. I'm so happy to be here on LTN. We are going to discuss the way forward for our country, Kenya. Thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you.
My name is John Marco Jambo. Yeah, we'll talk more.
As usual, director.
As usual.
Your usual face.
Samson Ojiayo,
Yeah.
director at Water Services Board, and also a Jubilee member.
Thank you very much. Now, today we want to now look at matters politics here. Gentlemen, as a matter of fact, this country right now is gearing up for another round of elections. This time round, it's going to be the two major protagonists, NASA and Jubilee, standing on either side. However, we have a big list of people who are also angling to run as independents. Now, let us look first of all at the matter of independent candidates. Suddenly, Kenya is in a sensational mood about independent candidates. They've found a ground where now they are going to go to the ballot and actually articulate what they want to the electorates. Now, beginning from there, first of all, why do you think there is this sudden thrust of independent candidates in Kenya? Director.
Number one, I like the kind of thing now which has happened in Kenya, because I think people maybe may think that democracy is dying, but I'm seeing actually opening up. Because one thing I know that the political parties have become rogue in this country. These are property of some individuals, and they can do anything to the citizen. So they talk about democracy, but when they go to the people, they don't actually respect the decision of the people. So independent will make sure that we tame the so-called political parties. If they are, we tame them. And I'm telling you for heaven's sake, because remember, there are some people who have denied the chance. They were denied getting those certificates from the particular political parties after paying. You know the problem again, you subject men and women in this country to pay money to your party, go campaign with your party, use posters and all that. Then you rob them money. At the same time, you rob them certificate. Now, people down there, today as we are talking, you will see independent going to parliament. You see they must come to them, and some governors actually and senators will come. So that, and if my prayer is that when they go also to this position, they should not join the government first or join the other party. They should also come up with their own setup to bargain, so that in fact tell those parties that in fact you did not need us. Let us reason, and in fact we are only answerable to the citizen. So that come 2022, these animals known as political parties, we need to go back and build political parties as an institution which actually those elements of democracy is part of that which they talk. Because we now realize that these are just a group of people who are ready to terrorize citizens. They don't believe in actually that democracy they're talking about. I'm saying that because I was in Nyanza, especially in my area when the nomination was taking place. I'm very ashamed. My professor, who I respect, Nyong'o, what he did, he need to apologize actually to Semi people and to Nyanza people and everybody, because Nyong'o is a title, is a brand which people love in this country. But what we've seen coming in Kisumu, no, Nyong'o, that is, he need to apologize to Kenyans.
Nyong'o needs to apologize to Kenyans. That is what is being said here. He says what happened is not democracy. However, let me bring in the other participants. You all know that our parties seriously talk so much about democracy, and when it comes to nomination, we hardly see this democracy being exercised. Now, he says that these ones have become rogue political parties and that they are people's properties that they want and use for money making. Now, can we just now look at this? Do we have that element of democracy in our political parties?
No, we don't have. It was just the other day when we saw all parties went for their primary nominations. I want to give an example of LPK. I'm a member of LPK, but we support our presidential candidate Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Let me give an example here. You know, when the party is big, they have a lot of challenges. But whatever I saw in both in Jubilee and ODM, that is not democracy. Maybe they should come and learn from LPK. Because whatever I saw in both Jubilee and ODM, that's not democracy. First, I want to say this. I want to use one example what happened in Kamkunji constituency. It was about Mbugua and Yusuf. In those nominations, Mbugua won. He won. But because of the interest of someone, maybe because of the party leader or there were some forces, they decided to give the person who was the third, Yusuf. So in those scenario, it got happened in Embakasi East, where my comrade Ababu Owino is vying there. When Ababu Owino, the same day people are voting, Ababu Owino was busy early in the morning distributing the ballot paper. So the election is not started. But Ababu Owino,
he was the one that
distributing the papers and telling the
and
people,
he's also a contestant.
yes, and telling the people, come out, we vote. So as much as you are also an aspirant there, sure, that was not nomination. It wasn't nomination.
Yeah.
Generally, both in Jubilee, both in ODM, but ODM was worse. ODM was the worst nomination.
Is it that ODM was worse because you are Jubilee leaning, or what happened in ODM was far much in terms of disorganization? Which party was more disorganized? Is it Jubilee or ODM in the nomination?
Okay, at first Jubilee was disorganized, but the moment they postponed their nomination, at least they went to boardroom, they strategized, they tried to minimize the challenges as much as possible. But the ODM, they had the schedule of around 2 weeks, but they didn't even manage their nomination within those period of 2 weeks. So for ODM, I don't think. Yeah.
You said, just back to you, you said that LPK has given the best example of what nomination is supposed to be. Labour Party of Kenya, led by Babu Namwamba.
Yes.
Now, where particularly did you guys do your nominations? Because I didn't even hear you guys the nominations. Even in the papers, even at the IBC register, actually doesn't bring Labour Party of Kenya close to even 100 candidates across the country. Where did you do your nominations?
True. What we did, we tried to scrutinize our strong areas and our strong counties. Particularly, LPK is strong in Busia County, so that's where we did our nominations.
Busia County is all NASA.
It's not all NASA. Go there. Things have changed, my friend.
Okay.
I wish you would go there and do your own statistic. If this is now going to Raila and all those crowds and rallies, I want you to go there at your own and start with the Budalangi. If you know the history of Budalangi, you will not be talking that. It's only Babu Namwamba who brought the Manyala community to ODM. And as we are talking now, Manyala community is no longer in ODM. They are talking another different area.
But Raphael Wanjala is going to beat Babu Namwamba hands down, given that Busia County is predominantly a NASA region. What do you think of that?
The funny thing, when Ababu left ODM, he had some genuine reason why he left it. It was just the other day now, the Luya, they are now realizing, true, Ababu had something why he left ODM. We tried to talk to a friend Otoma, he told him, Otoma, I'm telling you, as the Secretary General. Ababu was talking as the Secretary General, not any other body. He was talking as an insider. He told Otoma, I want to quote him, he chairman ya wenyewe. We better build ours and strengthen him. Otoma tried it, but Otoma, and then he went back. You saw what happened to Otoma. And Ojamong warned him, he just told him, I've just used one method out of 10. We don't know the other 9. So it's automatic. For us, the people have already spoken. And right now, as I'm speaking, by the way,
Okay.
Busia County, I can specifically mention the constituents. If we talk of Dalan constituency, if we talk of Funyula constituents and Butula, LPK is more strong than ODM.
Okay, now quite interesting observation though. Now if you say ODM iko na wenyewe, like Babu na Mwamba said it.
Yeah.
LPK pia iko na wenyewe, Babu na Mwamba sasa ndio wenyewe. Or what do you mean? Because I think all these parties, just like he said, that they are people's properties and somebody believes.
But I think Nick, what he's saying, that they are building their house.
Yeah.
If that is that, in fact, let's use the right word. ODM is a kiosk of Raila. Yes, that is, so Ababu na Mwamba was only somebody who was being used actually in that kiosk. He has gone and now building a political party where they could, because you want actually a political party whereby you can have a breathing space.
True.
And that's why you are saying when Otuma was coming to announce, we were with Otuma in airport when he was coming to Nairobi, that and he told us, he was very much desperate because he won. And as I'm telling you the truth of the matter, Otuma is going to be the governor of that area.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring in now.
Maybe if I can comment on ODM and Ababu. Remember the men in black. If we can start from there, Ababu belonged to Team Smart, the Team Fresh. It was Team Fresh. He was literally taking over ODM, and the Raila didn't want that. So when that happened, it was like a coup. So when Ababu Namamba was later given this Secretary General post, it's true, he was a general with a gun, but there were no bullets. Because it was just an empty seat. Because everything was being done by the lieutenants of Raila. So he was just there, just like a shadow. So he had to walk out, and he did the best thing to walk out. So like now, you see now, he's independent. In LBK, he can chat his own way. He can do, he's building the LPK coming up. So moving from LPK now to parties. Myself, I belong to Jubilee, and I'm happy that I'm a member of Jubilee. Jubilee had some problems initially, especially on was it on 21st when we were supposed to have our nomination in 21 counties. But when they were bungled, and our DP, thank you so much for what you did, our DP, he took over, and everything worked out. Though there were some problems here and there, generally we came out better than ODM. Because I've not seen where Jubilee aspirants are holding, two guys are holding certificates at the same time. We saw that happen in Migori, we saw that happen in Kisumu, we saw that happen in so many areas where ODM carried out their own nominations. So moving forward, talking about parties, in Kenya, Jubilee has shown the way. They collapsed all their parties. They were about 14. They created a huge party. Before the baby walks, it has to crawl. Then it walks, then it will run. We have started from somewhere, and we are going somewhere. Maybe we are crawling. We are going to walk, and we are going to run. So, if NASA did the same thing, instead of having these tribal outfits, like Wiper, that belong to the Kampa people, like for the Kenya, it doesn't even belong to the Luya people, it belongs to the Bukusu, like the Amani National Congress. They should collapse all those parties and form one unit. And then when we are formed, especially if we have like two strong parties, and then we recruit members, true members who can say that I can die for my party because I believe in ideologies, then we can move from there. So that when we're carrying out nominations, we carry out those nominations using memberships. So from there, I think we can move forward.
Okay. Maybe a question for you. The exercise of actually folding up parties to form one Jubilee party actually did not really go far, because it wasn't so long before members of these other parties that were folded up began crying that their positions, they are not well taken care of, they feel they are outsiders. People like Alemendile bolted out. We've seen very many people. In fact, right now, much as all the political parties bungled their nominations to some extent, in the Jubilee areas, we have very many independents going. Nakuru, Linjiru versus now Kenuvia, the governor, will be running. In Kiambu, it will be the same. Though even in ODM as strongholds, and like you say. Now, to say or to suggest that, Jubilee is leading the way is not what is supposed to be the case. Look at this. Look at it like this. Right now, we have small parties, about 6, who are saying that, we are supporting Jubilee. Remember, Jubilee said that we followed all the parties, and if you're not within Jubilee, you're not with us. Now again, they are now admitting these small parties to come and support them. Doesn't it sound like a double speak? Is it not an act of actually, because if you look at the truth, let's talk the truth that is there. ODM actually, its middle name is Democratic, which you say there is nothing democratic in it. Even in Jubilee, they said that they wanted to form one formidable party. This one formidable party actually draws its support mostly from Rift Valley and Central. Nothing much has changed. If you go to Nyanza, go to Western, go to Ukambani, go to these other regions of Kenya, you hardly hear about Jubilee as strong as it is. So, I think things have not really changed. Or what's the observation, Director? Not much has changed in terms of, the net cast wide by Jubilee is not drawn in people who they thought they will draw by doing the one-party thing. People like Isaac Ruto formed their Mashinani thing. We've seen people going there as independents. We've seen all these things happening. Kanu did not fold up. So something did not work for Jubilee properly, and I think this is something that all of us are aware of.
There are some who agreed for the negotiation prior, and some of them also came later on. So we must also agree onto that. Like, for example, when you were talking about Chap actually came into this closer to these people just the other day. It doesn't matter whether Kalembe bolted out the way you are putting it. It's about actual individual. It's like willing seller, willing buyer. Now, as we are talking, even some people will come maybe from other party and join us. They do not belong to any other party apart from that which is there. There are some who are coming with their party. Remember that thing happened that time. We cannot actually reverse it so that we start bringing party again. That one has happened. But if there's a party which want to come in, it's allowed. But Nika wanted to say, let it be in record. Nobody should sit down in any forum, try to cheat Kenyans that ODM Secretariat, you are not in a position, we are unable to carry free primaries fairly. They were in a position. But remember, it is in record. I was in this program when we were with you and Samahol and the rest of the panelists. I said it categorically. When ODM were told that, Jubilee was saying, let us bring IEBC so that they can help us carry primaries. We are in this program. And Jubilee, ODM were out actually, saying that they did not want that. Why? Because they knew that they wanted the political demagogues to come up in a position where the citizens did not want. The Nyongos of this world knew that, in fact, nobody can elect Nyongo today in my constituency where I'm coming from. And he knew that that is the only way to do it. If you bring IBC, they'll say, no. The result is this. So
you think the best way to go next time is that parties must now embrace IBC in their nomination?
They must embrace that. They must embrace that. But the only problem is that, are we ready? Are the party producing people who believe in democracy process? Because in fact, I'm very sorry. Like, for example, the people who are young tax in 90s, the custodian of that which you call reforms, are the hyenas of today. And where do you find them? They are masquerading and lying to Kenyans that actually the only savior is NASA. So the alternative of the government, which is purported to be bad, must be pure. What are you seeing? If government, you are saying that there are a group of hooligans and the people who are stealing, what are you seeing the other end? Meaning that then Kenyans are vulnerable. If government is not the government people need to identify with, then what are you waiting for? So now the question is the old NASA wanted to tell us again, because they are thought of now telling Kenyans election have been stolen. Raila want to tell us that election have been stolen because that is what is best. That is what actually is going to mobilize citizens, saying that election is going to. Is it going to tell us? Then stealing is part of the game. If stealing is part of the game, then steal more.
So you're suggesting that even if the elections are stolen this time round, there is no any need.
Why do you cry?
No justification.
No, why do you
somebody
cry?
raising an alarm?
Yes. Why do you think that if my in primaries my papers the election was stolen and given to somebody? Now when Raila think that the divorce have been stolen, I must go down to the street. Why should I do that?
So you don't see guys going to the street to demonstrate?
No. There are some people who are political, or I call them political half-ones. They don't know even what they are doing. They'll go to the street. But I think serious people like us, we cannot go to the street because of somebody have stolen an election, especially 2017.
Even if
they don't believe it.
Even if Jubilee's victory will be stolen, you want to go to the streets?
No, my friend, I'm saying this way. I don't want to go to the street because I've realized what I'm being told. Stealing is part of the game. And who is leading this? The NASA brigades are leading stealing, and they should not tell Kenyans that people are going to steal.
Okay, now, well said. Leave alone now the nomination exercise. This nomination exercise has given birth to something else. You know, sometimes revolutions come in very silent ways. We see a situation where we now have like 4,000 independent candidates. In fact, now apart from Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta, the other presidential candidates in this contest are adding up to like 15 or something. Sometimes I was imagining how the IBC presidential ballot would look like with 18 guys and their slogans and their faces.
It's the longest.
It's going to be the longest.
It's the longest. Yeah. I think some are coming for decoration. There are some decorations. When you are doing wedding, actually, you put some flowers. Flower is not part of the wedding.
No, but we are going for a very serious exercise. Not a joke.
I was talking to one of the independents who was going to stand for the presidency. You know, this guy, he has some illusions. He was saying within 2 years of his administration, is from the fish industry alone, is going to make 6 trillion Kenya shillings from the fish industry. No, I was asking him, what is the net worth of the fish industry at the moment? He doesn't even know. So some of this, as a director is saying, these are joyriders. They don't even know what they are going for.
Somebody said that it's time that IBC took a very serious look at these candidates and just ensure that some of them are chucked off the list because the list is too long for nothing. It looks like a tape. Now, back to the matters of independence. Now, are we seeing a serious revolution of sorts here? Are we seeing a Kenya that is taking another dimension? Is it the expansion of democracy, or is it people who are disgruntled and are protesting but going to the ballot? What are we seeing here, Director?
No, there are some who are they are candidates in quotes, independent, simply because number one, they also fear going for primaries. Number two, some of them even they do not know even whether they are going to vote for themselves. They don't know because they don't have votes. So there are some also joyriders also within that.
Within the independence.
Yes, but there are some who I know, for example, in my area, semi-constituency. I don't know why this young man, an advocate by the name who, there's an advocate who was contesting with Nika, who won the primaries. If he went for independent, actually, the guy would actually take that seat in the morning. But I don't know, maybe he's looking for another future. The future will never come.
Okay, maybe I'm coming back to you guys, but we must go for a break because we must rush to the shops for the commercials. Then when we come back, we'll be going on with this. Apparently, there is some silent revolution. If not silent revolution, then I think the democratic space has either been widened or people, just like you say, many are joyriders. We are coming to find on this and see exactly what does the independent candidates in this election have to offer. What is their voice? What is it that they are saying silently that Kenyans are not listening to? Or is it just another circus of sorts, politically speaking? Don't go away. This is the Cardinal Talk Show. We will be back in just a moment. Welcome back, viewer. If you're joining right now, we are now doing the second segment of this show, the Cardinal Talk Show. This is where we talk matters cardinal and we discuss only cardinal issues about Kenyan politics. Like now, it's about the Bangle nominations, it's about the independence, it's about the IBC, it's about, the unending political happenings in the country as we head down to the August 8th general elections. With the gentlemen here with whom we've been discussing matters that you're supposed to be joining if you're just joining right now and get the pie of this very interesting discussion. Now we are going on with this, and I was at this point where we were asking the emergence of the independent candidates in the big number like the 4,000 number that we have right now. Does it actually portend? Does it actually represent what is supposed to be a new political order in Kenya, or is just another grouping of busybodies who want to be on the ballot through thick and thin, even without substance? Yes.
Okay. Independent candidate, probably I may just give them maybe 10%, because a situation where the campaign will be officially launched, probably starting 28, it will be very difficult for independent candidate, because a situation where now the party leaders walk around with their candidates. You as an independent candidate, as much as you may have the best manifesto, but in Kenyan politics, we are still far in terms of independent candidates.
So they won't make any serious impact in this election?
They won't make any serious impact. Because in Kenyan politics, you see, as long as you have money, party is second, then euphoria carries the day. So a situation where, as much as the independent candidates, they may have the best manifesto, the best idea, the euphoria will sweep the country.
So you spell doom for the candidates who are running independently, because it's going to be an uphill task for them to campaign against party candidates on parties.
Very true.
Simply because of the euphoria thing.
The euphoria of the day will carry the day.
So you say that Kenyans will get the euphoria at the end of the elections, because euphoria has always carried the Kenyan elections, and this is where the moment these guys get into parliament, you guys begin now crying that we didn't get the right leaders, we didn't choose the right leaders because we didn't take time, you see, to interrogate candidates and give the best out of them. Now, another thing that you're saying here is that another round of regrets is going to be coming our way because of the party euphorias.
My friend, let me tell you, Kenyans are always like that. They will have forgotten whichever the party, they will, maybe even the ODM people, the ODM supporters, as much as they may have been rigged out in terms of nomination, when the euphoria will start and they will forget about their challenges, they will carry, the euphoria will carry the day, I'm telling you. Okay, about the independent candidate, I may not dispute them, but to some extent in Kenyan politics, we are still far. We are still far.
So we can't get the French surprise that we just got the other day in the French elections. It can't come in Kenya right now. We can't get a Donald Trump that will go against every odd and against all the predictions. It can't happen in Kenya.
It can't. So, we are still far.
Now, what do you think?
We have been, even in 2012, 2013 elections, there were independents. The only thing they have done now, they are marketing this independent candidate thing to the general public. That's the only difference. So, as my colleague has said, for me, I cannot write them off en masse. There are those that the nominations were clearly bungled. Those ones have a chance. But there are others, like, let me give an example of Kiambu, where Kabogo was beaten hands down by Chito.
Was he really beaten? Kabogo says that money changed hands so that he was.
Kabogo has. It doesn't matter.
He said that somebody
Kabogo has money
to ensure that he had to go.
No, what happened is, and that's why, when he came out to announce his independent candidature, you saw him come with his wife. Do you know why? Because he realized the people who voted him out in the nominations are women. Now he's coming out as in he wants to show his soft side of the man.
For women.
But now let me tell you, it's too late. He could have done that before the nominations. But now the nominations have been done. Now here he's saying Kiambu has 1.2 million voters. The people who took party nominations were about like 400,000. If you add the 69,000 he got, so it's like there were 400,000. So what about the 800,000 votes? For those ones who have done sampling in statistics, those ones who voted for Waititu, the numbers were overwhelming. So when we go to August elections, the same thing is the same trend is going to happen. Kabogo is going to lose again and is going to lose hands down. But there are those cases where the nominations were bungled. You remember Obado was unfairly rigged out in 2013, and he defected. By then there was this room you can defect to another but after nominations. So he defected to PDP and he beat Professor Yugi. So there are those exceptional cases. But I'm telling you, in terms of the numbers that they are going to change the voting trends in Parliament, it's going to be very difficult because, as my colleague is saying, when it comes to the real elections now, money and the party affiliations are going to count. For those ones who are independent and maybe they are not endowed financially, they don't have a chance.
So now it's becoming clear that still the independent candidate should not really sway so much in terms of the outcome of the general elections. Now, then it then beats every logic why people should be defecting from parties and being independent. Like in Kabogo is now leading a caucus of independent candidates in Mount Kenya region, and there are very many. In fact, there are so many, and people are looking at it like it's an alternative thing. And looking at the paper, sometimes I even saw where it was giving a stern warning to Jubilee that don't think it's gonna be easy. Kabogo himself saying that. Now, if you look at that, I look at what is happening in Nyanza elsewhere, I look at what is happening in Ukambani, I look at what's happening across the country as a whole. Then still, much as you don't want us to accept on this, I think there is need for concern that there is some change of mentality. Is it true?
Yes, that one takes me back to 1992, whereby Rift Valley was a no-go zone, it was a Kanu zone, and Moi, Baba na Mama, and all that. Today, as we are talking, now you can see every political party can go and field their candidate. That one was also yelling, actually, a place like Nyanza. Today, as we are talking, there is going that equilibrium whereby now each and every candidate will have a space to campaign in Nyanza without somebody telling your party A, you cannot campaign here. So they are widening the scope of democracy as we are talking, against the will of the political parties. I get that. So it doesn't matter whether they go in or out, but at the same time, it is going to help us in the near future so that we start going for issues. I remember I was in Kisumu and asking, doing also something they were saying, is it the leader or the party? There are some people who believe they were brought up in such an environment whereby election is like a ritual, but the ritual part of it is we must have a political party. So this is the first time they are going to see and know that no, we do not need to die for parties, even you can go as an independent. So it's a debate. People are now, that is the beauty part of it. But again, you've talked about revolution. Revolution, people just feel that actually there's something which is not, things are not coming right to them. They feel that now they are being lied to with the political parties and all that. It's still, to me, it's just a debate. I'm not seeing something, kind of a synergy, which is going to, people are to bring people together so that they create another wave.
A serious shift.
No, that I'm not seeing that as now. Young people would have been in a position to do that. But you go to all these universities, they are only actually eating those chapatis and dengus. They don't know. They are talking about, they're Facebooking. Back there's nothing they are doing. Yeah. So I'm not seeing a revolution. There's no revolution you can carry as a student.
Okay, now let's now
on that week, I wanted to know there's some position like maybe the governorship and senatorship where maybe the leadership may trickle to some clans. To that maybe candidate may sell out, especially where you see, like, I want to give an example of Busia. You see, the politics that's carrying the day in Busia County is all about the Luya community against the Teso. So to that extent, as much as a Luya candidate is an independent, so you'll see they might try to radicalize the lawyers.
Are you suggesting that Utuma will be carrying the day?
Okutoma will carry the day, of course. Why?
And that's why will be landing there with the
I'm
hammers
telling you,
and tongs. I
Utoma will
tell
carry
you,
the day.
it will be a
Because
change of mentality.
in 2013 election,
Expect fireworks when NASA lands in Busia, because this is what is going to be happening. I tell you, because
that's where
we've just said, you've just said, don't contradict this. You've just said that when the parties begin to move now,
true.
on the 28th, the euphoria that comes with it, the financial muscle that comes with it, and all the short time to think,
But he has not contradicted that. Because now we bring in another element.
I'm asking this question because of Busia County specifically. Busia County, as we have always known, has always gone with the opposition. This time round, if the opposition goes there and convince the people, they go out there to convince the guys in Busia that this thing is not about plans; it's about us winning this seat and making the change. Like now they say it is 10 million strong. I don't know what's strong. This thing must actually be seen as a threat. Otoma, yes, has the numbers in terms of communities, but is he able to withstand the force and the wave that will come with the political parties and NASA when they begin?
Do you know why?
Can I remind you something, Nika? In 2013 general elections, ODM as a party, they only managed to go like 3 seats in terms of the MPs, the constituents. They managed to get in Dalangi, Funyula, and now Matayos. And as right now, as we were talking, it has the ODM party has only remained with an MP of Matayos. Funyula, Otoma has walked out, Abab Namamba has walked out. And in 2013, the only MP who never campaigned to his constituent, it was only Ababu Namamba. He was very busy by that time in Western. It has crippled. The only man who worked with Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in Western was only Ababu Namamba. Ababu Namamba never went back and campaigned in Budalangi. So as you are talking right now, because of the interest of the clan and the community, for you to change, because they know the interest of one of their own going for the governorship, as much as the euphoria. Okay, Otoma may not shift the votes to the presidential, he may not deliver to the presidential, but if you are talking about the governorship and the interest of the Luya community, I'm telling you, Otoma will carry the day.
He brought another element of, in fact, yes, there's that euphoria, but if you go as per clan and the interest and what happened the other day, the primaries, because Otoma was with them. So remember, if you use the word radicalizing, you go radicalize them and make sure, say, no, this is our own. And remember, Utuma have not said that he's not going to campaign against Raila, isn't it?
Yes.
So we are with Raila, but down here must go to.
So that's my. So
yes,
that will bring
another thing.
Yes, before change the topic.
When you talk about Western Province, it may be premature to talk about NASA, because at the moment you have seen even from the press, these guys are very serious in fighting going on in NASA. Because ANC and 40 Kenya are telling ODM, this is our turf. We are not going to allow you to. Your candidates, you have already fielded your candidates, but we are going to make sure that your candidates don't have a chance here. And they are not talking about Bungoma and Kakamega and Viga. They are talking about the whole of Western region. So if you look at what happened during the nominations, before Jamong brought in is the Rakaniti. You see, the voting trend was very telling. Otuma was carrying almost every Luya vote. So if this goes on up to the general election of August 8th,
then
Ojamong doesn't have a chance, because these guys are going to come out in full force, because they realized they didn't come out in large numbers. That's why Ojamong took.
So the turnout is going to be bigger.
So the turnout now is going to be bigger, such that now even if Ojamong brings the Tarakaniti, it's going to be washed out. It's not going to be something.
It's all about
quite interesting. That is a very good bit from that end. Now let's look at Nairobi, for example. We are faced here, first of all, with the women rep. This women rep position is quite interesting. For Nairobi, I'm told that sometimes the guys were arguing that it's become now to a beauty contest between Esther Passaris and the beautiful lady Shebesh. All of them endowed with so much beauty. and Nairobians would not even be looking at the details and policies right now, and what women would be getting out of this. Especially, we are told men would be going out to vote in terms of who is more beautiful than the other. Now, looking at Nairobi, Director, what dynamics are here? Because Nairobi is actually the melting pot of Kenyan politics. And what happens here translates so much into what happens to the other side of the country. Let's begin by the women rep and then look at the governor's position.
And as far as I'm concerned, I think when you go deeper into politics, in Nairobi, I don't think if Nairobians are really keen about women rep. Seriously. That's a fact. If you go do sampling, people are not very keen. Whether Sebest get it because she was there actually. I don't know what she did anyway, and what the other lady is coming to do. We don't know. People are really interested about the governor. Yes, which I think who are Nairobians? Nairobians are found in slums. The majority of Nairobians are in slums. What between Kidero and Sonko? Who can they go for?
Just before you go to the governor's position, let's conclude the women reps.
Yes.
We'll be doing the Sonko Kidero thing after that immediately. Now, what's your take about this? Did you see Pasaris giving Shebesh a run for our money, or Shebesh would easily retain her seats?
It's very difficult for Sebes. The good thing with Esther Pasaris has at least something that she can lean on. Esther Pasaris in 2013 general election, she went for the independent, but she managed to get around 300,000 votes as an independent candidate. So the unique thing with Pasari, she has her own followers compared to Shebez. Shebez is only leaning on Jubilee's vote, but for Pasari at least she's adding something extra to her vote now. If you combine the Raila votes and her 300 votes, at least she has something to lean on. But now it comes all the incumbent has problem, except maybe Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who is the president. But if you compare the other incumbent, they have problem. For me, Pasaris will carry the day. Pasaris will carry the day.
What do you think?
If you look at these two ladies, Pasaris seems to have an edge. You know why? Pasaris, maybe to politics, she might be relatively newer than she has been in business. Because you remember when...
she's not new in politics. Pasaris began running with
I say she's newer in politics than in business.
Okay.
Because she started this Dr. Light before she went into politics. So, if you look at these two ladies, Pasaris made a name. Not only in these affluent areas, but even in slums. Because you remember, she's the one who came up with this high mast
lights.
Yeah, and all of a sudden there was security of.
So she's got a concept to really.
Yeah, she's got a concept, and if you look at the tribal card, and that's why if you look at the posters of Pasaris, there's an M.
Ndoni.
Yeah, it's not just Pasaris, it's the Pasaris.
Yeah.
There's an initial M.
Modoni.
Yeah, that one is there for a purpose.
Yeah.
So if she adds the NASA votes and some votes she's going to get from elsewhere, she's going to give Shebez a run for her money because she's the incumbent. And as my colleague says, when you are defending your seat, it's more difficult than the one who is coming in. Especially when the one who is coming in is better. But when the one who is coming in is not better than you have a better chance.
So in this case, Pasaris is more formidable against Shebesh, and therefore Shebesh must really work hard to remain the Nairobi women rep. We hope so that Manzi Wanai, perhaps you are getting this very clearly here. She's Manzi Wanai, Mamata. The other one calls herself Mamata, this one calls herself Manzi Wanai. Very interesting comparisons here. Now, let's look at the governor's position. Now we are here. Sonko Kidero. Sonko has just gotten a new running mate called Polycarp Igathe, who's been fished straight away from the corporate world on management. He's somebody who is skilled. We know that he's been working with very nice corporate bodies, and he's got something or a CV to speak about. Sonko Kidero, what do you think?
Number one, I'm happy because I'm a party member where Sonko is, but I remember there was some kind of discussion from Nyumba ya Mombi. And I remember telling Honorable Commander that you're becoming mad. Don't bring the Kikuyu element into Nairobi.
True.
Because some of this community will gang against you and they'll take the seat. And they were saying, no, Sonko cannot make it. That, by that time, nobody was talking about, remember Wamalwa came later and Peter Kennedy, they thought that Sonko was just a person they'll beat. But as I'm talking, Sonko now have it. So it's not about now Nyumba Mombi saying that who is going to become, now election is going whereby, because Peter Kennedy will go, I understand they want independent, but to me it's a drop in the ocean. Peter Kennedy will only take the votes which Jimna took the other time. And you remember there was still that between Kidero and Waitito. The margin was that slim, isn't it? So there's nothing. He's only going maybe to be part of the people who contest in 2017 as a governor in Nairobi, but he's not going to create that big impact. But before actually I was talking about asking the question about where do you get Nairobians? Nairobians are found in slums. In terms of belief and even the way they do all their things, you put Kidero here and you put Sonko. Who do you think Nairobi will identify with?
Sonko.
They'll identify with Sonko. And when you talk about slum, where do you find them? Luos and Kikuyus and Kambas and who are there in the slum, they reason the same. And Sonko has packaged himself as a person who can fit in slum, and they understand their languages, put on the clothes and everything like them, meaning that if you go find Sonko in Matatu, you'll call him Makanga. You get the point? But at the end of the day, Kirudi Huku, you see a Mheshimiwa sometimes. So he camouflage and actually fit in that society. So what am I saying? Sonko has a special constituency which actually, whether they are in ODM or in CORD, actually they are going to vote Sonko first before you go into CORD. So as we are talking, we need to say bye to Kidero. He has done his part by actually making also Nairobi look dirty. That is the best he could do. And the best thing also, milking Nairobi and taking the money the way he did to Mumias. That's I think what he can do. I think it's a one-term governor, but so be it.
Okay, what's the take? And as we talk about this, please give us even what he said about. He talked about Sonko having the constituency in the slums, who are supposed to be the majority. Well, that's good, but then again, we must also give also some ventilation onto the fact that is Sonko carrying with him the governor. The governor trait that Nairobi wants, because after the deputy president, it's only the governor of Nairobi. That's the next power. So is Sonko carrying within all this? Knowing Sonko so well, now we just want to get to know from you your reactions.
The Mudaiga voter and current voter may like to argue that way. But now, the funny thing in Mudaiga, there is no queue. If you go to the voting day, they are always indoors. So, as things stands, Sonko will carry the day. But now there is a unique thing here. You see, when there was still a negotiable until in NASA, they were saying, this time, we as Luya community, we may not vote the way you want. In 2013, you took us for a ride. There was this combination, Raila for the flag bearer, Kalonzo deputy, then Kidero again governor. Now, the Luya were asking Wetangula, surely, you are nowhere, although you are called principal, but where is our portion there? So the same game comes again 2017. We are asking, hey.
So Sonko gonna carry the day.
You see, Sonko will carry the day. I'm telling you why.
Sonko is very unique. As we said, those candidates, you see them, you don't see them. Even when he contested for the Makadara seat, nobody knew about Sonko. So Ndolo and Wathika were concentrating on one another's strength. They forgot that there was Sonko, and all of a sudden, Sonko was an MP. When we went to elections in 2013, Sonko shocked everybody in Nairobi. He got more votes. In fact, twice the vote. Musalia got as a presidential candidate in the whole of Kenya. So if you look at this Sonko candidate, it's very unique. And he was even saying, when I was an MP, there was a way I was behaving. I moved to the Senate, and I am now moving to be the governor of Nairobi. No, there's this total transformation he has undergone. And you see now, if you read the Chinua check, things fall apart.
Apparently, I want to give you so much time because I'm told the time is up. Just close it up.
Okay,
Yeah.
just closing it up.
Yeah.
So if Sonko has a very strong chance of taking it, and if you know, in 2013, those people who voted for Kidero, because by then we were told, you know, you vote for a governor who is a manager, who was gone to school, who is well cultured, and then everybody voted for Kidero. Even the Kikuyus I know, middle class, who voted for Kidero. Now he is the incumbent. Will those guys vote for him again? Because he has done nothing for them. So Kidero has given a big chance to Sonko.
Even though he was
and as we say, it has even become now our national language. Sonko is going to take it by 8 a.m.
Well, well said. That is now the reaction from the panelists. Apparently today we were a bit biased because the NASA guys didn't show up on time. So hopefully next time we can have a serious and more balanced debate on this. That is what it is at this very important time of our politics. You've heard all the reactions. You've heard them talk. You've known now what is supposed to be our politics the way it is. Again, next week we shall be doing it once again on LTN. Gentlemen, thank you very much for having fun time to be with us on this. If you're called upon, please show up so that you may get more and more of this information. And to you, the viewer there, it's wonderful that you are with us through all this program, and we still urge you to keep on watching this, because this is the only place where we can be speaking cardinal points on this Cardinal Talk Show. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. I'm Nico Kelo.